Well, of course, people are upset. 350,000 sudden deaths happen every year. And it is a terrible thing to watch. And especially when it's in the middle of a exciting football game. There's lots of speculation about what could have caused this. The most common reason somebody has a cardiac arrest is that they have an underlying cardiac condition, either coronary artery disease, which is less likely in a young person, or that they have an underlying unsuspected cardiomyopathy. Cardiomyopathy is a problem with the muscle of the heart. And one of the most common reasons why somebody has a cardiac arrest, a young person with unsuspected heart disease, is a condition called hypertrophic cardiomyopathy. Hypertrophic cardiomyopathy is one cause that is ultimately found. Other forms of inherited cardiomyopathy are also occasionally the cause. Usually the muscle is weak for some reason, usually an inherited condition. There is another condition where the arteries that supply the heart muscle, the coronary arteries, have an abnormal connection and can be ultimately cause a cardiac arrest. Commotio cordis is a cardiac arrest after a blunt force trauma to the chest. It is thought that when the object, usually a ball, hits the chest, it hits it in a vulnerable cycle of the heart so that it begins an electrical instability and an arrhythmia, which we call ventricular fibrillation. It's certainly hard to know just by looking at the videotapes. Commotio cordis is very unusual. It's rare. It has been described primarily with trauma to the chest with a ball, like a baseball or a softball, and tends to occur in young males, young being 15, 16, that younger age. And the reason for that is their chests haven't developed as much, so they're more susceptible to the blunt force of a ball. It's described in lacrosse, and as I said, baseball and softball. It is not as well described, or rarely, as a result of a tackle in football. So certainly people have talked about that as a cause, but we have no way of knowing with the information that we have now. Luckily, we watched that he got CPR straight away. Everyone needs to know how to do CPR. You never know where you're going to have the chance to save a life. So if we learn anything during this tragedy, it is learn CPR.